In this video, I'm going to talk about how to calculate the slope between these 2 points, 2, 3, and 3, 7. So in order to calculate the slope, we have to use the formula m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. You might be wondering, what does 2 refer to and what does 1 refer to in the equation? And well, so this just means that we're going to give our 2 points a different label. So the first point, 2, 3, will be labeled 1. So that just means point 1. And then our second point, 3, 7, will be labeled 2. So that just means the second point. And then what we can do is grab the x and the y coordinate from each of our points, and then we'll just label them as 1, x1, and y1. And then for the other point, we'll label the x and y point as x2 and y2. So that's just differentiating which point the x and y coordinate come from. And so for our first point, the x value is 2 and the y value is 3. And then for our second point, the x value is 3 and the y value is 7. So now that we have gotten our coordinates from our provided points, all we have to do is plug the values into the equation. So if you look at the equation, the first value that it wants is y2. So we look over on the left, we can see, okay, y2 is equal to 7. So we'll just write that in. And then the second value that it wants is y1. And so if we go over to the left, we can grab our y1, which is y coordinate at the first point, and plug that in. Now the next value that it wants is x2. We see on the left that x2 is equal to 3. And then the last value to plug in is x1. You see on the left, x1 is equal to 2. So we plug that in. Now that we have plugged our values into the template equation, we can then calculate. So what you will do is, for the numerator, subtract the two numbers. So we would do 7 minus 3, which is 4. And then for the denominator, we do the same thing, and we would do 3 minus 2, which is 1. And that is it. We have our final answer, which is m is equal to 4/1.